Hello once again, all my Planet Coaster fans, those of you who are returning from a long hiatus away from me, and maybe to those who are new to the game, and maybe you've never seen it, maybe you've never actually seen me play it, or just new to the channel in general and just happen to see Planet Coaster content. Well, welcome to everybody. So what this video is this is part 2 of a series that I started all the way back at the end of July. So yes, it's been a little bit, but I'm back with this, and it's just taken me a little longer to try to get into this because I've just been so busy, and then my satisfactory content is just like the #1 thing on the channel right now. That's what most people want to see. My Planet Coaster stuff doesn't get that many views, so I guess I've been kind of putting it off. Plus, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do, so I've been kind of like thinking this out in my head for a while now. But it's fine. It's fine. It's time that I finally got to building. Like, I actually sit down in the chair, turned on the game, and actually started building. And that's what we are doing right now at the moment. So what I wanted to do with this particular video, it would have been a little longer, except I'm running out of time. I have to get this done. I have to get it posted by tomorrow morning. And yeah, I just I didn't have time to do what I really wanted to do, was to build an entire entrance for the park. That was pretty much what part 2 of the series was going to be about. So I guess I should talk a little bit about what the series is. So it's a social experiment build in Planet Coaster. Unlike the other parks that I've been building, where I kind of have ideas in my head and sometimes you guys give me thoughts on stuff, this one is pretty much going to be building a park from what you guys think I should do, for your choices. Things that you kind of mention in comments and stuff, I will take that and kind of roll with it and let you kind of guide how the build is going to go almost entirely. I mean, yes, I'm still the one that's going to be building in it, so it is still going to be my designs, my building and everything, but I am listening to your guys' opinions and guidelines on which way to go with this. So the first question was, what kind of park should this be, and what kind of entrance should we build? A lot of the comments were pretty much going toward a steampunk kind of idea, which I will not deny. I loved that idea. Absolutely love the idea of building a steampunk park. But when I actually sit down and try to think of anything that I want to do with that, I just really couldn't think of anything. So I think what I may end up doing sometime in the future is maybe add a steampunk coaster or something into the park, that, you know, kind of to please those who actually asked for that. The second biggest idea that you guys had was to go with more of a family rural theme park, something along the lines of like Kennywood or Canopy Lake, which is, you know, that's kind of my style too. I guess I'm more into the Dollywood Silver Dollar City style of building, but I also like to build smaller parks and stuff like that too. And that was one of the suggestions that you guys pretty much had in mind, was to do that. And that's the one that I actually decided to go with. So that's what the park is going to be. It's going to be this very small, I don't think we're going to go too big. We're not going to go like Magic Mountain big. We're not going to go like Kings Island big, or like Six Flags kind of major theme park kind of thing. This is going to be just more or less one of those small kind of parks that nobody really kind of knows. I mean, people know of it, but only those who are enthusiasts kind of thing. But for the most part, it's just going to be a small kind of park in a small town, that not that big of a tourist attraction, but, you know, maybe they make enough to get some decent coasters, you know. And that's kind of what I'm setting out to do, is work from that design. And the first part of this is going to be the entrance, of course. So I am taking a lot of inspiration from old parks. We're talking like trolley parks. I went back and started looking at some like really old theme parks from when theme parks were first kind of coming up. Things like Luna Park or Coney Island, you know, things like that. Old Kennywood, Coney Island in Ohio, not just Coney Island in New York, but you know, the old Ohio one. And I'm taking kind of ideas from that and working this into an entrance kind of thing, which is going to include a lot of lattice work, which you will see me do here in the future. Another idea that I had is I wanted to put the Grand Carousel front and center. I wanted this to be something you saw before you even got inside of the park. I wanted you to be able to see the carousel. And what we're doing is we're building a carousel cover right now, which is going to be part of the actual entrance. So my idea is that we'll have this big kind of circular building, which is going to be the carousel cover, and on each side of that is going to be entrances and exits of the park. So you'll be able to go in on either side, the left or right. So that will kind of be in part 2. Like I said, I don't have enough time to put that all together tonight and have it ready for a video, because I've got to get this video done. I've got to get it uploaded. I've got to get it rendered and out to you guys by tomorrow morning, because I am heading to the Smokies and to Dollywood for their Harvest Festival and Great Pumpkin Illuminates, which I can't wait to go. This will be my first time I'm ever going to be there. Second time back at Dollywood in over 20 years. I went back in August, and this is the second time we're going back this year, making use of our season pass that we have. So I'm really looking forward to getting down there. This is the first time I've ever been to their Illuminates or their Harvest Festival. And I love Halloween. I love fall. This is right up my alley, and I can't wait to get down there. But I digress. I'm not talking about what we're actually doing. But yeah, so I'm going on vacation this weekend, and I'm not going to have time to kind of work on this and everything else. So I wanted to get something done for you guys. So this is going to be a 2-part video. Sorry, my AC just kicked on, so if you hear a bit of a hum in the background, that's what that is. Nothing I can do about it. It's really hot in here, so until I get my own house and my own studio where the AC's not in the closet, I just have to deal with this. But anyway, yes, so the idea here is that the carousel is going to be front and center. So it's very much going to be a little bit like my Crystal Gardens park that I built a while back ago. And if you're not familiar with Crystal Gardens and you're a fan of Planet Coaster or theme parks or something like that, I highly recommend going back and watching that whole series. It's the only park that I've pretty much have finished in Planet Coaster. I've got a lot of parks that I've worked on over the years since Planet Coaster came out, and I would say Crystal Gardens is the only one that's the closest to being finished, something that I actually kind of consider complete enough. It's not 100% complete. There's still lots of little details and stuff that I never really got around to finishing, but for the most part, it's what I consider to be a finished park. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, you can go to the homepage of my YouTube channel. There should be a playlist of that, and you can check it out. It's a pretty long series. It's pretty much what... I'm not going to say it's my best creation ever, because I really think that would probably be my Silverwood Park, which is kind of like Dollywood. But it's right up there. I mean, I had a lot of great ideas and stuff that I used in that park, and from where I first started in Planet Coaster and then I started working on that park, I developed a lot in my creation skills and stuff in this game while I was doing that park, and so you can kind of see how things kind of come together. But again, I'm digressing again. So yeah, I'm kind of creating something very similar to how I did the entrance to Crystal Gardens, with the carousel being front and center. But instead of it being on top of the entrance, it's literally going to be, like I said, this is going to be more of a smaller family park. They're not going to be able to afford to do anything like big like that and grand. But they do want to show off their classic carousel. You know, this has been something that's been in the park for a very, very long time, probably since, you know, the park actually opened. It's very old, it's very classic, and it's a part of the park's history, so why not build it into the actual entrance of the park? So as you're coming up and before you get your tickets or get inside, you can actually see people, you know, having fun, going around and around on the carousel and stuff. You can hear the music of the carousel as you're coming up to the entrance and stuff. And it was just an idea that I had that I think works very, very well. especially when I get around to actually doing the rest of the entrance and kind of combining everything together, which you guys will see in the next videos when I do the sides and put everything, well, together, for lack of better wording. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to finishing this off and showing you guys. I'm not going to really kind of, the idea of, like I said, of this park is to get ideas from you guys for how things should go, and how we should build stuff. So I guess for this video, I don't really have any questions to kind of ask you guys about what the next kind of build part of this park was going to be, because we're still kind of working on the entrance, which is part of the first question I asked you guys back in episode 1 back in August. But I do plan on trying to make this a regular series here in the channel, and I'm gonna, as soon as I get back from the Smokies, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna try to develop the rest of the entrance here and get it all done. And in that one, we'll take a look at maybe what's next and what your opinions are for what's next. But for now, I guess I could just kind of ask you guys what you think of the carousel here, what you think of my plans going forward with this. Do you feel like this is kind of what you guys kind of had in mind? I know some of you had other ideas, but for those of you who suggested a family park, how am I doing so far with just this one part and my idea that I'm doing? You let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear that. I'm sure I'm probably going to get a few comments that, you know, you guys love my Planet Coaster work, stuff like that. So, and that's all appreciated too. I very, very much do appreciate all the comments like that. And I hope you guys are glad to see me going back to Planet Coaster. I also plan on trying to get back into Silverwood and Kings Falls and stuff as well soon. But I think I also have another park I was working on too that is going to be very Silverwood, very much like Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, kind of a new park, the idea that I have with that, which I kind of started on a while back ago, then just kind of left it. So I kind of want to get back to that as well. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of the video here. And as you guys have kind of seen me do throughout this entire video, is just building this cover. The way I did it, as you can see, and as you was watching the video and just listening to me ramble, is I built one section and then just kind of copied it into a cross and then just pretty much just rotated it all the way around. So let's take a look here at the final product real quick. Alright, so here we are back in the game after my voiceover and the time lapse here, and we are taking a look here at the carousel that I built. Now again, this is not a finished product. I mean, the carousel itself could be considered finished if we were if we were only doing the carousel. But we are doing a lot more than that. Like I said, this is going to be part of the entrance, so it's going to have pieces that are going to come off to the left and off to the right, maybe some towers, but I'm going to kind of continue this classic kind of style with the lattice work and stuff, and very Victorian-like, I believe. You can also hear the music of the carousel as it plays. Like I said, as you're walking up to the entrance of the park, you'll hear that classic music, and that's just going to get you in the mood for what's to come in the future here as soon as we kind of get into the park and all the other rides and stuff. But, you know, just kind of, let's say you lived in this area for a long time. This is like your home park kind of thing. You know, as soon as you get up to the entrance, you can hear that carousel music, and it just reminds you of, you know, your past and good times that you've had at this park throughout the years. That's the idea of it. I think the lattice work came out very, very well. There was a gap in the top windows up here, so I had to go around and fix that. So did that kind of off screen, off the time lapse. The kind of fence work that you see that goes all the way around it, once we get it kind of done and the sides of the entrance and stuff in, I'm probably going to remove some of the ones from the back side, but it will mostly, I kind of did this just to keep people from, you know, you're not going to come up to the front of the park and then just kind of cheat your way in without paying to get into the park. So you're going to have to, you know, pay your entrance fee. So you're not going to climb over the fence and stuff. That's kind of what I'm thinking with putting the fence and stuff around there. But it won't be all the way around. It's only going to be kind of the front half of this the building here. Of course, I've kind of went in here and I've put some path that goes all the way around the carousel. And I did this with the trees and the bushes and stuff just to show this off and for a nice thumbnail view. Kind of to get it somewhat of a complete kind of look for now. But once I come back to the video and we start working on the rest of the entrance, all of this is going to get deleted and redone. So this won't be here. The trees, the path work, all of that is going to be completely different once the actual rest of the entrance is done. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Planet Coaster and my social experiment park. We are going to have to come up with a name. So I guess if I was going to ask you guys about anything, then, you know, what kind of name should we choose? Maybe it's too early to think about a name. Maybe you guys need to see the rest of the park. Maybe we need to get the rest of the entrance done and kind of get more of a grasp of where this park is going to go. But if you have any early ideas for names, then I would very much love to hear those. I'm also seeing some of my lattice work is kind of not complete. So, oh, I see. Oh, okay, so when I went around with this, I wanted to fix this before the next episode, but the pose, they didn't come all the way over. So this kind of stretched out a little further than what I thought. Oh well, that should be an easy fix. I'll have to tear it all down and just redo that one part. But again, that won't take me long to do. And I can do that before we start on the rest of the entrance. But, okay guys, I've rambled on far enough. Let me know what you think about the idea that we're going with, the family kind of park. I know it wasn't the steampunk. I think I had more requests for the steampunk idea. But just to please you guys who suggested the theme park, we are, like I said earlier in the video, we are going to do a steampunk type coaster somewhere in the park. I would very much like to kind of do something with that. I love the idea of steampunk. I don't know really how to do it very well, like what encompasses it, so I will do my best when it comes to that point, which is one reason why I'm not doing an entire park, the entire park in steampunk, is because I don't really know that architecture style and stuff that well, and I don't think I could come up with anything to kind of keep a park going as much as I could with something a little more generic kind of and more classic style. So that is something I know. I think I do it well, and you know, I didn't want to kind of start with something steampunky and then just run out of ideas and therefore just quit entirely. So I'd rather kind of keep this park going until we consider it complete, I think, and listening to your guys' thoughts and stuff. But again, I've rambled on enough. I'm gonna head out of here. You guys have a great rest of the day, and wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I will see you in the next video, and I can't wait to read all of your comments and thoughts and ideas that you have in mind. Oh yes, before I head out, I do want to let you guys know that if you are fans of theme parks, roller coasters, even zoos, or just traveling in general, to check out my other channel. It's called Phoenix Adventures, and kind of basically just started it. Don't have that many subscribers, but not even a whole lot of content on there just yet. But I am working on that, and that's something that I'm going to try to grow a little more. And if you guys are fans of stuff like that, then by all means, check it out. You can find a link to it on my main YouTube page. And it's just going to be basically like a travel vlog kind of thing. So going to different theme parks, doing walkthroughs of the theme parks, just vlogs and stuff about different things, maybe talking about upcoming like coasters and stuff. And I hope to try to get to a lot more theme parks next year, as well as zoos and other stuff, and to just kind of have some fun out and traveling about and just do something a little different than just gaming and sitting here in a computer chair. But yeah, so like I said, check it out. Phoenix Adventures. You can search for it on YouTube or go to my main page and you'll see a link for it right at the top. Alright guys, that's all I have to say. I will let you go now.